3rd, I left SpEd hut, and there's a campground there. I was in the campground, and I'm getting closer to Mount Washington. Now there's the path, the ridge up to Mount Washington. So that's what I'll be walking on. I should get there by around lunchtime. I'll stock up on hot dogs as much as I can, because I try not to carry too much food. So anyway, here we go. Alright, we're getting closer. Yeah, oh yeah, I can see it. That's Boondog that's walking away there. That's where I have to go, Mount Washington. I got about a little more than 2 miles. And right down there, that peak there is Eisenhower. I didn't go up the top, I took the AT trail with skirts around the side of it. We're on the AT trail right now. And so then you can see some guys in the distance up there. I'm in Lake of the Clouds hut, and I just redeemed my coupon for baked good and a bowl of chili soup. This is one of the biggest lodges in the hut, AMC huts. It's really nice. It's right below Mount Washington. I'll show you. I have to go over to the window. You can see Mount Washington right up there. So that's going to take me about 45 minutes to an hour to get up there probably. And this is the dining area. And over there is all the plates and that, and the kitchen and everything. And oh, thank you. And that's my bowl of soup. Thank you very much. That's my bowl of chili soup. And they have baked goods for sale. They have leftover oatmeal that you can take for free. Is that?
Hey, all right.
Pretty cool. So that's the outside of Lake of the Clouds hut, and that's because there's a small lake right over this next rise. And there's the lake. Right there. So that's the lake, and we are 1.4 miles from the summit of Mount Washington. So it's really windy up here, probably a sustained 40 plus mile an hour. Now I'm talking to my phone. And I'm at the top of Mount Washington. I'm going to show you down below Lake of the Clouds. There's the Lake of the Clouds way down the bottom there. No, it's not, it's me. Right now you can see it, Lake of the Clouds way down the bottom there. That's where I just came up 1.4 miles away. It's a pretty tough climb, not as tough as yesterday. See my pants in the wind. It's like gusts of 50 miles an hour. And here's the top of Mount Washington. This is the other side where they got all the other equipment, and then the visitor center is just over that rise. There's a little sign with the highest point that all the people that drive up get their picture taken at. Get something to eat now. There's the line for the highest point sign. Half the people probably drove up here, but that's fine. It's pretty funny the way they're all waiting in line like that. This is the tracks for the trolley that comes up here, one car at a time. There's 2 of them. And they bring people up from the visitor center down below. And this is the visitor center right now. They can go in and get stuff taken. And see around and just see real far for a long ways. So this is the other side of the observation tower, and you can see the tracks down there. That's for the trolley that comes up. And there's the road that the cars drive up. That bring all the people that wait in that line to take their picture by the sign that say they climbed to the highest point. Anyway, over there is Mount Jackson. It is Mount Madison. So today I'm going to be walking the trail down there around those peaks to the Madison Hut. It's about 6.5, 7 miles away. Probably that'll be where I stay for the night. Anyway, it's really windy here, as you can tell. So I'm trying to talk close to the phone and loud. And this is the observation deck with all the tourists that come up here and everything. But it's just beautiful. So let me just show you. Okay, I think I'm now behind Jackson on my way to Madison and the hut. But down there in the distance you can see a ski slope, and there's that resort, famous resort. I think it was built in the 30s. And if you look there, way in the distance, the furthest mountains you can see, I think that's the Franconian ridge that we walked on a couple days ago. Beautiful ridge, and then we came up all those hills of mountains right along there, and that's what we climbed up to Mount Washington. And now to get to Mount Madison, I have to go up that pathway there, over between those mountains, and Madison's on the right, the far one on the right. That's Mount Madison Hut, which I'm hoping I can get to work for stay tonight, but that's where I'm heading. There's Mount Madison, which is a significant climb to get over. I don't know if you can see the little dots of people climbing up it, but that's where I'm going. I am really psyched because I got another work for stay at the Madison Hut, which is the last hut on the presidential part of the range. I think there's one more hut after this, but it's not on the presidential part. So I went about 12 or 13 miles today, and this is cool. I can't wait to eat that food. It's so good, and I can eat all I want of the leftovers. So I'm excited, and this is a pretty nice hut too. So you can see there's a bunch of young people hanging out there, and everything is carried up, all the food and anything, and they have these wooden frames. They don't even have a waist belt. The people hold on to the bottoms of it with their hands, and then they have the shoulder straps. And these girls are doing most, I guess the guys do it too, but these two girls came up, they must have had to be like 70 or 80 pounds on these things, and they just hauled up the mountain. And it's amazing. These are like, nice looking girls, and boy, you wouldn't want to mess with them, because they would put you in your place. But they sure are strong. Anyway, I'm psyched. Those are the frames that they carry with the food and stuff. And they load it up with stuff, and they don't have a waist belt. They just hold the bottom with their hands. I guess the bottom is the other side, with those two handles that are there. Tie everything on, pull that up. And this is Alex.
Yes.
She is like an Amazon because she hauls this whole thing up. A good-looking Amazon, but she is an Amazon, and she hauls this thing all the way up. How far is that about?
It's 3.8 miles.
3.8 miles.
Yeah.
And I bet you hardly stop at all. Wow.
Sure.
So where are the guys that do this?
Fauci was a 2, but
All right, he does it a little bit.
He's been
Yeah,
very,
he's gonna be famous soon. So,
Totally.
but what are you gonna be on? Survivor?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay. He's auditioning for Survivor, so we might see him on TV again soon. Yeah. So hey, good job, guys. This is really something.
Thank you.
Well, it's about just a little after 6 in the morning, and we had to work for stay in the shelter down there, and you can see the sun just going on the mountains up there. It's very pretty. But I'm on my way up Mount Madison, which is a pretty good climb, but it's not real huge. And down the other side, and if I can make it, the other hut is about 12 miles, 13 miles. And then the Imp campground where I want to go is about 20, and I don't know if I'll make 20 because I have to go over wildcat climbs, but we'll see how far I get, because then if I get to Imp, then the next day I can get into Gorham, where I can go to hostel, pick up my package from Marianne and resupply. So I'll probably stay the night at a shelter there. So off I go. Well, I have forgotten how steep this climb is. Right here is a not so steep section, but you can see up above it, it's pretty steep. A lot of rocks in that. With this wind going, gosh, it's about 35, 40 mile an hour wind at times. And you gotta be careful, because you go to take a step, and then all of a sudden, the wind blows hard in a gust, and it throws you off balance. That's how hard it's blowing. And starting to see the valley with the clouds still, and the sun's coming over the mountain. So it's a very open trail. And I'm sure once that's not the peak right there, but once we get up and over the other side, it probably won't be so windy. This is where I gotta constantly go up and up and up. Alright, it's getting a little steep right here. I gotta put the video away. It's not so windy. I came around the corner there, and I think that's Mount Jackson. And then there's Mount Washington, shrouded by a little cloud up there. It's funny, the cloud looks like it's moving, but yet it hasn't come off the top there. It's just always a cloud over there. I guess as the moisture in the air goes up, it condenses there and just shrouds the peak. And there's the road going up for cars. I think it's like a 5-mile road to get up there. And then you can see in the valley the clouds down there. So we're going up there to the peak, and then over the other side, and we'll be going around, and after we go down, and we'll end up down there in the visitor center, and then I'll go across the visitor center over there and climb up the wildcats, and then go that way towards Gorham. So we'll see if I make that 20 miles or not. Alright, that's the summit of Mount Madison. Last mountain above the tree line until we get to Katahdin, I'm pretty sure. And over there they're lower. And again, there's Mount Washington with the shroud on it. You can even see Jackson clouds down in the valley. So now on the other side, I have to go down those series of humps, and right after the last one is where the alpine line starts and the trees start growing, and from there it's just a steep hill down. So I guess it should take me about an hour to get down. We'll see. Some people were up here to watch the sunrise. Here's over north. You can see as we go back around where it just came from. So I think today's August 4th. And, off I go. Boy, was yesterday the right day. Look at the clouds over Mount Washington. If you're up there now, you wouldn't be able to see hardly anything. So we really timed it well, being up there yesterday, a clear day. And it's just really cool up here, looking in the valleys. This is a 3,000-foot descent from Mount Madison. And right now, as you see, I'm in the middle of the trees, but we're at the point now, I probably have come down a little over 1,500 feet or so. We're now at the point where we're right on the top of the clouds that are sitting in the valleys. You can see right at the edge of the top of the clouds, and as I go lower, we'll start being in the clouds. until they finally blow out of the valley. But that's pretty cool. We're just going down into the clouds. So I'm at the Pinkham Notch Visitor Center, and they have a staging room for hikers downstairs. And my shirt was really stinky and salt from drying and everything. So before I climbed the Wildcats this afternoon, I figured I'd rinse out my shirt in the sink. But they have hand soap here. So I just take some hand soap. A whole bunch. Put it in my underwear. Soak it up real good. And voila. Clean underwear. Only that was not working so good, so let's do this one here. And it's got warm water too, so. Then I just go back in the locker, bring the underwear out here, go back in the locker, put them back on, and I have my pants on so nobody knows the difference. And clean underwear. And once I put them on and wear them while I'm hiking, they'll dry fairly quickly until I start sweating again. They were wet anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But at least now they're clean. I'm about a third of the way up the Wildcat. Not even a third, probably 25%. But I got to show you what I have to go up right now. It's a lot of rock climbing. I have to put my poles away for part of it. So here, and you can see Mount Washington, a nice view from here. So there's Mount Washington, and here's what I got to go up right now. I don't know if it looks that steep in the video, but it's pretty steep. I won't be able to use my poles going up that, and I'll have to use my hands for sure. Anyway, down, let's see. Down there is where I came from. That's where I washed my shirt out and my underwear. It's funny that they're wrung out, but they're nice and wet. With the breeze, it cooled me off real nice. So that helped out a lot. And took some of the stink out too, so. Anyway, so that is Tuckerman's Ravine there, right in between those two hills. Beautiful when you're climbing up. I did that in Memorial Day one time, and there was still snow up there. So we hiked up that with my son Jonathan the second day after they opened it because of the snow, so it was beautiful. Some of the kids were even carrying their skis up and skiing down these patches of snow. They had a whole 10-second run, and then it hiked back up. Anyway, off up this mountain. I thought we were close to the top, but we had a significant amount more to go. So far, this is about the steepest I've had to climb yet as far as the sheer wall. That's what I had to climb up just now. And gotta go up to the top. So, but here's over there's Madison, Mount Madison. We had to go down that ridge this morning, and yesterday we were up at Mount Washington up there, and right in the valley here there's a little bit of snow. I don't know if you can really see it. Right, where is it? Right towards the top, right around there. A little white area, I think that's snow. It's too big to be a rock. So, anyway, very pretty. Down there is the road. That's the welcome center I was out at earlier. Alright, I finished the Wildcats. There's a little peak in front of me, but it's not that high. And I'm at the ski lift, the top of the ski lift that's across from Mount Washington. So there's a lot of tourists up here taking the ride up. There's a observation deck, I think, up on that little peak that I gotta go up. That's maybe, I don't know, 100 feet. Ski lift, And over there's Mount Washington, and there's Madison and Washington. And these are all the tourists coming up for their look. There's probably the observation deck that they're coming down from. We're on the observation tower at the top, the very top. I just passed the ski lift, which you saw. And this is a wooden deck they have up here, up that little peak that I had to climb. It was only about, I don't know, 75 feet high to go. But on this tower, so I guess the people, the tourists that come up on the ski lifts, so they can see Mount Washington. And if you go over, you have Mount Jefferson, Mount Madison. And as I said before, what we did is we were down right below there at the hut. We climbed up Mount Madison, came all the way down there, off to the side down, and over to the visitor center. And so it's really a good view of Washington, and we have to go over this way. And somewhere right before we get to that mountain, we go down about 500 feet. That's where the other hut is. It's about 3 miles away. That's what we're doing. 3 miles from the ski lift, or almost 3 miles. The hut was 3 miles from the ski lift, and this is that's the next mountain I got to climb. And there's the hut down there, about 500 feet down. So when I leave there, I got to go up about 700 feet, maybe 800 feet. I don't know. I will have to look in the book. But then once I get up there, it's kind of like ridge walking. So I'd have to see if I can get to Imp or close to it. Stealth camp before it. And in the distance there is not Goshen. I don't know, the town that I'm going to be stopping in where I get my new shoes. So anyway, we get going because it's 3:17 right now. I'm down near the Carter shelter, I think, and this is a beautiful lake right by the hut. And there's the mountains right up there that I came down from. Right up there somewhere was where I was looking down on the shelter. And I came down behind that peak, and then we came around here down the trail. But this is a beautiful lake. And now I have to go through this trail to the hut, about 2/10 of a mile. That mountain overlook for this shelter here is way up there. At the top there, it's up where we were looking at it from the top, somewhere right around those rocks there. You can step out and see this shelter from up there, and then we have to go around the backside of that peak right there and come down to the shelter.
Breakfast will be served at 7. Rise and shine.
That beautiful singing you just heard was EB, who's in charge here, waking up the people who stay here. They do that at all the huts. It's really nice. Each one have different people that do it, or they do it in a group or something. So I got to work for Stay Again at this hut, the Carter hut. And EB's really nice. We were in there helping out last night, and we ate well and everything. And now they said we could stay and eat the leftovers for breakfast. So I only have 14 miles, and it's only one hard climb. So I decided I'll stay and eat the leftover breakfast. And so that's why I'm delayed in going. It went down to 49 last night, so it was nice being inside. And right now it's about 52. Good hiking weather though, and everything. All right, we're on Mount Height now. We're across from Mount Washington. So we got Madison, Jackson, I forget what that one is. And there's Mount Washington and so forth, going down the presidential part of the range. But today is so clear, they said forecast is a 100-mile view day. So you can just see, if we go over to the east here now, you can just see so far. It's really neat. It's almost like you're on the ocean. You can see the curvature of the earth. And then if we go up here to the north, we are, that's probably 20-something miles from here is Maine up there, which I'll be in probably not tomorrow, but the next day. And then back around over to the presidential range. It's a great day here, beautiful. All right, I'm going down next to Rattle River, out to the road, Route 2, to Gorham, and I just came across this. 300 miles left to the trail. Holy mackerel, only 300 miles. I got another 16 miles to get into Maine. I'm taking a 0-day tomorrow at a hostel, and then I will be on my way towards Maine. So this is really something. 300 miles left. I'm closing down. It's what is it? August 5th, I think, today. And so I'll be in good shape to finish by the end of August. Well, we're headed towards Maine. We got about 16 or so miles before Maine, after I took a 0-day at the Rattle River Hostel. And this is a small lake with a hydroelectric plant over here. So this is pretty cool. Imagine kayaking on something like that. But it's supposed to be like a 50% chance of rain, and the rain's coming in by noontime. Then tomorrow it's supposed to rain. And I got my brand new shoes. So now they're gonna get wet. I guess that's gonna christen them. And I hate that though, because they take so long to dry, and now they'll get their first dose of stink. So anyway, but that's the way it is. Can't afford to take too many downtimes or 0 days. I've calculated that since we have under 300 miles to go, and once we get to the Maine border, it'll be 280 miles. I have to do 12 miles a day, and at 12 miles a day I can finish by the end of August. So that allows me a little leeway, because once we get over this initial 50 miles, it's kind of tough. I can do more miles, which will give me a little buffer, and I should be able to do roughly 12 miles in this tough area for most of the time. So we're on our way.
Number 100 even.
Wow, 1900 miles. Not only do we have less than 300 to go, but we've reached 1900 miles. That means we have 292 miles to go. Wow. We're probably about, I don't know, 12 miles from Maine, so around there. roughly. Yeah, about that. So definitely tomorrow I'll be in Maine, maybe even tonight. Beautiful marshy lake in the mountains, Page Pond. I'm doing the last mile and a half to the shelter, which will be 17 miles from Gorham. I had to climb the first one, which is 2,000 foot, then a 500 foot, then an 800 foot, then a 500 foot, and then lastly a 1,500 foot, and that's what I'm coming down from. So it's been a tough day, and these all are steep climbs with a lot of rocks. But I'm coming down, and this is what I had to cross. I guess this is what I have to look for in the Mahoosuc Notch. Anyway, so I'm going that way, and here's where I'm standing now. And I had to go there, and I had to come down over there. You really have to be there to appreciate it, but that was hard getting down there. Anyway, so now back up here and to the shelter. It'll be 17 miles, which is a lot. I had to do 12 miles a day to make it to Maine, to Katahdin, by the end of August. So any extra miles I do means I can take a 0 here and there.